So guys, welcome back. As you can see, we have our boat parked up on dry land at home. To say that this was a disaster is an understatement. Between the back door of our van getting damaged and also the trailer giving up on us. I don't know, we didn't mention in our previous video, but we actually had to get the Coast Guard out to help us. Just as we were getting to the pier, the rope wrapped around this boat here got caught in the prop of my boat, which meant that we were drifting and we had no control of the boat. So big thank you to all the guys from Killaloe Coast Guard who came out and rescued us. It was quite scary. The weather changed dramatically. I know when we were showing the time lapse of the boat being risen, the weather was amazing. But as we went out further and further into the lake, it did get an awful lot worse. So it was not good, not good. So anyhow, let's get going on the new project. First job here will be to clear all this muck off. Any one of you fancy a bit of a risotto? Plenty of muscly things here are not good on a boat. So yeah, next job, get this cleaned, and then we're going to get the engine working. First things first, to assess this engine, we first must remove the spark plugs, and Merc Cruiser weren't really thinking of me when they located these. They are right down here. Let's see. You can see the blue cables there. There. Yeah, there's 1, 2, the third one is there somewhere. So that's 3, and then there's another 3 on the far side. So yeah, fun times ahead guys, fun times ahead. This side is going to be far more difficult to access, but yeah, that's the very first thing we must do. Figure out, can this engine be saved? Right. I finally got that pipe off, and right behind the pipe is our spark plug. So that's that side done. Now on to the next. Whew. Right, so that's how much space we have on that side between there and there. Unfortunately, this side is a lot tighter, so I'm gonna have to try and put my legs down here and put my torso in there and try and eventually get in there. Unfortunately guys, this will not be on camera, so bear with me, I'll get these out. One spark plug out. On to the next. Let's see what's in the third one, the final one for this side. Oil. So we had lots of oil in one. We had lots of water in the second, and the middle one had very little of anything. That could be for two reasons. We don't know where top dead center is. So yeah, let the fun continue on the far side. So we now have all 6 spark plugs removed, and I've squirted some WD-40 and a bit of ATF fluid down into each of the cylinders. So I'm going to try and turn it by hand, the engine by hand on the crank pulley. So fingers crossed we'll get some sort of movement. Okay, here it goes. Here it goes. Oh. Right, that didn't go to plan. The bolt holding the pulley on seemed to have tightened in front of me, and to be honest, I'm afraid to go any further with it. So yeah, look, I'm just probably going to empty out the rest of the water that's in our sump. So let's have a look here, and you see that it's actually full of water. Let's see, can we get some oil and water shit out? Or let's see, can we get the oil out? I have 2 batteries fitted. I have new spark plugs fitted, and I drained out the petrol tank. So I think we are close to giving it a start. I just want to replace the oil. I know we did drain out all the oil, but I have some burnt oil that I brought from our workshop in town. So there's some burnt oil in here, and we'll flush it through a few times, get the system kind of lubricated back up again, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we still have good compression and the engine has been saved. So we will find out an awful lot today. Fingers crossed, guys. Let's get this done. We're nearly there. Fingers crossed my homemade muffs do what they're supposed to do. Now some of you are probably thinking, what the hell are muffs? What happens is this leg cools the engine by taking water in. You see here, right here. So the water gets taken up here, up into the engine, and it comes back out there on the exhaust part of the middle of the propeller. So in order to run the engine out of the water, it's very, very important that there's water actually in the engine to cool it. So what you can buy is essentially a pair of these. I just drilled a hole in these, put in a little bit of pipe work, and yeah, let's hope for the best. Put some water in, make sure there's water in the engine, and make sure that it's kept cool, providing it starts. So let's get these on. Use this old life jacket to put a bit of pressure on the muff to keep it tight to the drive. So hopefully this should do the job, and we can turn on the water. The plan is that when I turn on the engines are going to pull this water up into the drive and bring it out here. So fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Okay, we're showing a 3/4 full tank of fuel. Very hard to see, but we're showing 12 volts there. I know you can't see it properly, but I can. We're showing 12 volts, so we're showing 395.8 hours on the engine, which by any stretch of the imagination is not a whole pile. Our trim seems to be working. Yeah, that's working. Okay, let's go for this to see what happens. Okay, I can hear the engine priming. I can hear it clicking, which suggests to me that there's power not getting to somewhere where it needs to go. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put power straight to the starting motor, turn the engine over a few times on the motor, and while that won't start it, it'll get everything else oiled up inside the engine, I hope. Sounds good. It sounds like we have good compression. Again, I won't know until I do a compression test on the engine, but I'm confident I'll get it started. This seems to be the problem. This solenoid, you can see here, we're showing that it's hot. This is showing nothing, that it's cold. Now this testers is a great piece of kit, provided you know how to use it. What I can do now here is I can give that a little shot of 12 volts and start. So that needs to be replaced anyway. So let's go back up here and start. Let's turn the key there. No, same click. Hey! Woo! Actually sounds very, very, very good. Cannot believe the engine started that easy. The engine, I suppose, was one of those parts where I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew that I could fix the hull. I knew that I could get the leather seats covered, recovered. I knew I could do all of that, but it was the engine was the biggest problem, the biggest issue. I didn't know what I was dealing with. The engine could have been rusted solid. Look, it's not. It's working perfectly. Now this is the water heater that I took out of it to get space to take out the spark plug. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reattach this, and hopefully that will stem some of the water inside both engine bay, and we'll kind of have a better idea. Again, I didn't think that was going to happen so quick. I thought there'd be at least a dozen and one problems. Fingers crossed, guys. This is turning out to be a great build so far. If some of you are watching, you haven't already subscribed, please do. As I did say, there's plenty of content coming down the line, boats, bikes, and everything else in between. So please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I cannot wait to be having a shower. Not long now, not long now. Even the cows look so excited for me. Look at their faces. Right, let's get this in. So guys, that concludes today's episode. I think we've done great. We have the inside of the cabin looking like a cabin. So we have, it didn't look like this time last week. No, it was full of water. Here's a quick playback to what it did look like. So as you can see, we've come a long way. Now, in saying that, we still have a long way to go. We have all the electrics to look at. We have behind the sink unit here, there's another bed area. We need to look at that. I haven't even gone near that yet. We have the engine up and running. We need to replace all the engine fluids, oil. So look lads, even though we've done a lot, there's still lots more to come. Again, please like and subscribe for more great content on this Stingray. Peace out.